Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nerdy Pappy here. We got MattVT's Miles City heavy haul yard to show you today. We're just going to drive around here a little bit and show off the yard. Today we're driving the Mac Anthem Legacy by Mark Brower. I've got my custom skin on there. This is my truck that I like to do the rescue mod with, and also heavy hauls. We got the triple axle in the rear. Got a 700 and something horsepower engine in it. I think it's a 735 or something like that. Anyway, it's a cool yard. It got all kinds of artifacts sitting around, tow truck and cranes and all kinds of trucks and trailers and whatnot. So it's a very immersive yard. There's one of the big heavy cranes right there. Garage in the distance over there. We'll drive around a little bit more. There's a couple of escort vehicles sitting around. Pretty neat yard. I like it. If you haven't picked it up yet, I'll put a link in the description where you can go to the Facebook group and be sure to follow the Facebook group. And also, MattVT has a website where you can go download his mods. I suppose the most economical way to get his yards is to become a Patreon. And once you become a patron, you can go to the download site on the Patreon and download all his yards from there. So, plus you get all the latest news and exclusive information. There, I just bottomed out. Driving too fast. So here's the repair garage right up here in the front, near the road. Very handy. Go in here and get a quick repair. Because I beat this truck to death. So I'll get a quick repair. I think what we'll do here is we'll probably just go back, and there's a yard behind us back here where we can pick up a load. So I think we'll just drive around there and see what's available. Just like any other yard that you pick up from, there's going to be different loads available different times of day and different days and that kind of thing. So I've still got the MattVT sign on the front because I haven't changed it yet. But if you stick with me in the latter part of this video, we're going to do a quick tutorial on this yard on how to change out that sign. So stay tuned for that. It's a pretty impressive yard. It's one of the larger yards I've noticed that MattVT offers. Drive a little slower here so I don't bottom out again. kind of an overview of from the side of the yard here. All kinds of goodies there to show off. Drive around here. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it's one of those equipment yards where you can pick stuff up. There's the back side of our yard there. All right, let's pick up some freight. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Click the little bell icon if you want to get notifications. There we go. Let's change the color. You can use that little gear. Just a standard, bog standard mod, or not mod, but SCS load, I believe it is. And we're gonna take this down to Colorado. So we'll take the job. All right, go back here and pick it up.
Ready to roll.
Nice little load. Not bad. Wheel loader. Needs to go down to Colorado. Kind of a short trip for this truck. See the MattVT yard off there in the distance, looking mighty fine. And Matt, he shows nice attention to detail. It's not too cluttered, but you got some nice things to look at there. Bunch of trailers and containers and whatnot. So it looks like that yard is well used for sure. If you're into the role play scene, there's a lot of nice equipment things there on the yard, and to give you some good immersive role play features. We're gonna buzz around here and get some fuel, make sure we're full before leaving the yard.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Yeah, made my GPS upset at me, but that's all right.
When possible, make a U-turn.
So here's the fuel depot on the yard. Roll up here, fill him up. good to go. We'll pull up here by the house and there's the garage manager icon. Park on that, do your garage management stuff. I don't think I needed to expand this one. I think it was already expanded to 5 slots, but I need to check that. I think when I first got it, I parked on the icon. Was thinking I needed to expand it, but I think it was already expanded. I may be wrong on that.
Get ready to turn left.
We're just going to park right up here and then we'll get into the tutorial. I think I'm going to make a sign to match my truck here. Drag and recovery with a bogus phone number. Alright, so let's get into it. We're going to go where we downloaded the yard right there. And what we want to do is go to the SCS file, right click on it, open with WinRAR. And then what I do is I scroll down to the Tana 95, open that, go to sign, Surret, open that, go to your sign underscore template.dds file, and I extract it to a designated folder. I usually leave the folder name the same, that way you can just close out of this, go back, and it has already created us an extra folder in there, and there's your sign underscore template.dds. We want to open that with paint.net. You can use whatever image software that you're familiar with. I like paint.net because it's simple. Now what I'm going to do on this particular sign is I don't want a black background like I did on the last tutorial. I'm just going to select a portion here that's inside that black frame, and now I could hit the delete button at this point and it would just delete all that, but I want to do it a little differently. I'm going to go to the eraser tool and then I'm going to expand the size of it. It's only going to erase what's inside my selection, so I can just drag it around holding the left mouse button down and just erasing everything inside that bounding box. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go to the move the selection. That's what I want to do. So I want to get that second little arrowhead down, and I'm going to drag that down so it's exactly the same size and everything. Drag it down there and then repeat the erasure process. And once I've got all of that erased, you can see the checkerboard pattern. That means that that's going to be a transparency now. It's a transparent layer that we can build on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the right hand corner and I'm going to select add a layer. Well, first I need to go up here and deselect. I don't like to have things selected when I'm doing things because it can create problems. Now we create a second layer. What we're going to do is get the flood tool, which is the bucket, paint bucket. We're going to grab that, going to go down to our color selection wheel, and I've already got black in the foreground and white in the background. I'm going to switch those two around so it's all white, and then I'm just going to flood that full of the white, and then I'm going to drag that layer underneath the frame layer so that the frame is still showing on top of that white layer, because I want the background of this sign to be white. So that's why I did this. You can use any color you want. You don't have to keep the frame. I just wanted to keep the frame in this one. I'm cloaking my selection tool there. I'm looking through my folders right now, and I've got some sensitive information in there, so that's why you see the bus. It's covering any potentially sensitive information in my files on my computer, so in case you're wondering. And we're gonna get the files that we want here. I'm just gonna grab some stuff that I used on my truck previously, and that way we can match the truck efficiently. And then I want to use it. I think I want to use a truck on this billboard, this sign. So I'm going to go hunt down one of my screenshots from ATS, and I think we'll just modify that a little bit. I'm not going to go too in depth with that. I just want to show the principle of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of our screenshots here. Bear with me whilst I grab the right one. Thank you for your patience. All right, we'll use this one, and what I'm going to do first is select an area that has the truck in it, and then I'm going to crop that so we've got more or less just the truck. I don't want to show off the tank on my sign, so we're just going to grab the lasso tool, and we're just going to run around the truck a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just going to go around and try to grab what truck we can. There's going to be a little background in this, but that's not going to bother me. Main thing is I'm getting a tank out of there. If I wanted to be really high tech with this, I would just go park against the black background or something, and then just eliminate the black background from the picture, but this will work. I'm not picky. Once we've selected and copied that truck, we want to go back to our main photo here, our sign. I want to add another layer, and I'm going to slide it on top of everything else. So this is our graphic layer. This is going to appear on top of everything else that we already have here. I'm just going to stretch that truck out, and as we stretch this truck out, you can look down below and you can see what the bounding box size is of that truck once we've brought it out to the size we want and positioned it where we want. I'm going to read those numbers down below, and then I'm going to go back to my layer that's the truck. Go back to the truck, and then we'll go to image resize, and then I'll use those numbers that was down below when we were over on that other image. It was showing the bounding box size. I'll change this truck to that size, and then that'll make sure that they're both uniform. I can select all, edit copy, and then bounce back over to the where we're working on that layer, top layer. Now I've got exactly the same size. I can drag it down, get it where I want it, and then we'll move on with the rest of the graphics. It's pretty simple. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to post them, and I'll answer them as best I can. If you're used to working with graphics, this should be fairly straightforward. I'm just adding more stuff to the layer. I could do a separate layer if I wanted to, but on this particular part they're not going to overlap anyway, so I'm just placing these down. I'm not going to worry about using the bounding box and resizing and all that stuff, because I can place this near the other one and make sure it's about the same size and be happy with it. So so you don't have to do that every time. Same deal here. Just going to drag one down, get it about where I'm happy with it, and then we'll just paste another one in there, drag it near that one, and then we can sort of match them up, make sure they're pretty close. Doesn't matter. You're not really going to see both sides of the sign at the same time, I don't think. Or you might on this one because they're sort of a V-shaped sign, but it's okay. I don't think anybody's going to get too upset if I'm off a little bit. And then I think what we'll do is we want to get our dragon that we are using on the side of the truck there, the how to train your dragon kind of thing or whatever. And I guess I could have made a light blue background for this, and that would have made the truck background blend in a little better, but I'm not upset. I think it looks good. Looks okay. Satisfactory. We're just going to go chase down that dragon file that we used on the side of the truck, and we'll put it down. Let me find it here. I appreciate your patience while I locate this evasive file. I believe we're getting a handle on it now. Just had to run it down. I kind of remembered where it was, and I kind of didn't, so I had to find it. All right, here it is. And as usual, we're going to select all, copy, go back to our image, do another layer. This is actually I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to flip this because on the truck, on the driver's side, it's facing this way. I think we're just going to do it that way on both sides of this sign. And once we flipped it horizontally, we're gonna edit, select all, edit, copy, come back to our image, select paste. Don't worry about it being on top of the letters for the moment. Now we're gonna get happy with it, and then we're gonna look down below and see what the bounding box says. The size is. Go back to our image, resize, and put in the width, and I don't remember the height. It was 16 something. I don't remember. Yeah, I can't go look, so I'm just gonna have to guess. We'll do 1600. We can adjust it however we need to. Good enough for now. Select all, copy, go back. Oh yeah, it was 17 or 1693 or something like that on the height of that bounding box. We'll fix it. No worries. Drag that down into place. We're going to expand it a little bit to get it up to that 1693. If I'd have known ahead of time what size I was going to need, I would have just made it a particular size and then copied and pasted it, already knowing what size it was going to be, but I didn't. So we do this, and now what we're going to do is we're going to grab that layer. We're going to deselect first. I'm going to grab that layer. I'm going to drag it underneath the text. So now you can see that the dragon is underneath the text. I'm going to pull up the properties for that layer that has the text on it and the truck, and I'm going to dim it down just a little bit so you can kind of see the dragon through it. I think that looks pretty good, so that's it there. I'm going to save this first as a paint.net file. So that way, if I want to go back in and change things, they're still in separate layers and they will remain that way. So there we save it like that. Now, if I want to go back to it and change things, I can. Now we're going to save it as a DDS file because that's what the truck needs in the game. So we're going to flatten all the layers, and now we're done in there. And as you can see here, I've got one file on the right. I right click it and say properties. It's actually a native PDN file, which is paint.net. Then this one is the DDS file. So the one on the left is the one we're going to want to put in the truck. Now we're going to go to Documents, American Truck Simulator, Mod. We're going to scroll down and find the Miles City Heavy Haul Yard. And we're going to right click that, open with. We're going to choose WinRAR, open it up, and then again we go to the Tana 95 sign Sirit sign underscore template.dds. What I want to do is delete that. Say yep, we delete it, and then we right click over in the gray area and we say add files to archive, and then we're going to go and locate our DDS file that we just created, that image, and it's going to be right here in this folder. Pick that first one, which is the DDS, say OK. It adds it to the archive, and we can close out of that now. And I usually hit the refresh button here on my mods. I don't know if you have to or not, but anyway, we're going to open American Truck Simulator. and we're going to go see how our handiwork came out. Hopefully, hopefully it all looks okay. I went right into the photo thing so I can zoom in on that sign and show it to you. There's what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good. What do y'all think? Comment down below. Here's my truck. There's what the truck looks like. And there's our sign. This is a great yard by MattVT Yards. Go pick it up if you don't have it already. And thanks for watching, guys and gals. Have a great day.